You are a fresh grape all by yourself, ready for consumption. How is the government going to use Roca Negra, otherwise known as Blackberry, to keep the Bitcoin price down? Look no further than what they did to gold. In a nutshell, friends, what I'm going to explain to you is they will move the incentives so that if you own Bitcoin ETF in your stock trading account, you will get credit, leverage, you'll get access to cheaper rates, it'll be used as collateral. They will have those as pre-approved because it's ticked by the government. And if you have that dirty freedom money in your own crypto wallet, you won't get any access at all. That's how they're going to push retailers. Let's continue. What did they actually do with gold? First was the ETF. They started with the ETF. They made the gold maxis happy. They gave them the pump. That's exactly what happened. You can see it on the chart here. 2004, the first gold ETF gets listed on the New York Stock Exchange. I actually have the chart here just to share with you. When it got listed, November 2004, gold rallied a 4x over 9 years. 2004 to 2011. If Bitcoin did a 4x in 9 years, and that's going to be pretty crazy. You know, this is 2032. My gosh, that is only around $100,000 Bitcoin all the way out here. Wow, I hope that doesn't happen. Oh, man, it's over, friends. If that happens, oh, man, that'll be a disaster. I hope that doesn't happen. We better do better than that. Oh, that's going to make a lot of people angry if that happens. So they started with a deal with the devil. They say, yes, open up the doors. We're going to pump your bags. And then if you owned the gold ETF, the government, what they do is, in the US Fed, they know they're smart. Okay, they're smart, friends. Don't think they're stupid. They're the ones in control. They're the ones who eat the bugs. They're the ones being controlled by the reptiles, if not reptiles themselves. They know what they're doing. Okay, we're just peanut brains. You got access to all these lucrative, exceptional, juicy financial products. You got margin, borrowing. You can do cross collateral. You can borrow cheaper rates because you've now added something to your account. They made it very lucrative to do it. They gave you cheaper rate. They just every product, and they signed up with many companies and brokers out there. You basically had to do it. You didn't have to, but the effort required to hold gold in your own safe versus people who like the idea of gold, yeah, it became apparent. If you're holding gold by yourself, yeah, that's actually the pure way you should do it, but you don't get any of the benefits. And you know what? You shouldn't, because 99% of people are going to get wrecked trading and leveraging and doing it at the wrong time in the business cycle. But the government knew, you know what? Let's keep offering more features to people one by one. So everybody got locked in. That's what happened. Everyone got locked in. Let's continue. So over time, people bought the paper gold ETF. Even though they knew, they go, you know what? It's not real gold, but we bought it anyway. And they use it as collateral, credits, loans. It's fantastic. They could buy a bigger house. You get higher mortgage, higher borrowing levels. Don't forget that gold ETF is paper. This is the funny part. Funny and sad. How much gold do they actually have on the claim? It's about 1%. I'm not making this up. It's actually 1%. It's actually trash. That's right. For 100 people, only one of them can claim the gold. And to make things worse, I think if you are trying to claim less than $4 million, you can't claim at all. You have to just trade it out on the market. Isn't that ridiculous? That's like saying for a company, well, you can't cash out 150 Bitcoin or less. If you have over 150 Bitcoin, we'll let you withdraw. What a scam, hey? What a scam. That it worked. That scam worked. It's still going today. 99% of that gold ETF is just paper claims. And to make things worse, just to catch you guys up, HSBC Bank, they supposedly own the warehouse of that gold storage, where the SBDR, the biggest gold ETF. And it's funny because HSBC is known all around the world. They have a very, very tarnished reputation because they have been helping terrorists to launder money for a long time. They're involved with the cartel, Mexican cartel. They're involved with like every big, giant criminal organization. These guys help them launder here and there. It's kind of crazy. How do I, in a little dusty room, roasting crocodiles part-time, how do I know about this and like they're still going around? It's because it's the fiat system, baby. It's all corrupt. They're helping someone. They're helping someone up there. So here's the thing. Since everybody is now in the paper gold, the futures, so the derivatives of that is that's what we say is wagging the dog. The tail wags the dog. So you know you have a little doggy. You have your little doggy, okay? And it has his own little tail. Normally the dog's supposed to move, right? The doggy's supposed to move. But that's what we call spot. This is supposed to be like, for example, spot Bitcoin, spot gold. And futures is the tail. So if spot goes somewhere, futures is meant to follow. But we actually invert it now because everybody's a degen and everybody plays with futures. So futures moves first because of all the liquidity and then the spot follows after. Perfect for manipulation, isn't it? Now, here's where we go even more deep. The US Fed will then print money. They'll give it to JPMorgan, who is actually one of the private owners of the US Fed. So they'll give money to them. They'll say, hey, here's $100 billion. And what JPMorgan will do, see JPMorgan have the $100 billion here. They're going to go to a stockbroker and they'll say, hey, give us $100 billion times 10x leverage of borrowing power so we can trade. So you have 1 trillion now. You literally have 1 trillion. Now here's the sad part. JPMorgan don't even own any gold. They got given fiat money printed. Give it to a stockbroker who says, okay, I'll give you 10x leverage, right? Obviously, I'm pumping up the numbers here to make it obvious. Now they have $1 trillion worth of shorts. And you're like, wait, that makes no sense. How are you shorting $1 trillion worth of gold when you don't even have gold in the first place? Well, baby doll and baby cakes, welcome to the giant scam. That's the scam. Okay? So now they have this fake credit and they can go dump gold. All right. Don't forget, now if you go investigate, there's all these macro dudes. They go, oh no, it's not fiat. It's our treasury bonds. It's all the same junk. Oh, treasury bills, fiat. No, it's a different word. Don't believe they're BS. It's the same words, friends. They have little Microsoft Excel sheets and they go, oh, this one's called a T bill. Oh, and this one's called a G bill. Oh, well, golly gee, they're different. No, they're not. They're the same thing. They were created by a keyboard stroke. Tip. You press a space bar on your keyboard. That's it. That's the amount of effort required to make these. They're all junk. I mean, the same thing. Don't believe their lies. So now they can giga dump it. JP Morgan has paid $39 billion. Yeah, I'm not making this up. This number's actually real. Okay. They paid $39 billion in fines for manipulation. I thought that number was a typo. I heard it from Mark Yuska. I go, there's no way it's 39 billion. It was probably like 390 million. He misspoke. Nope. It's 39 billion. Yeah. It's crazy, man. So whenever gold's price looks like it's getting out of hand, let's go on the chart. You ever wonder why? So first they give you the gold ETF. Look at this. Gold ETF. And then let me show you how long gold's been going sideways for. All right, friends, let's check this out. Around, sideways. I mean, you can't even call 25% move in 4,657 days anything. Wow. 153 months. 10, 12 years sideways. So that's a scam. So every time they were doing a money printing or gold looks like it's going up, there were JP Morgan traders who got done for spoofing. I mean, surprise, surprise. It's obviously they got handed down the instructions, right? Every time gold looks like it's going up, they'll clamp it down. This whole move, so don't misconstrue what I'm saying. They don't wait for it to go up and then just slam it down, okay? It's just every time it's got a bit of strength, they'll just put heaps of offers. So all these people who would be willing to buy at gold, say $3,000, they're getting absorbed with their paper gold at like $1,400. They never get to discover the price up there. So if you weren't spoofing at all, the gold price would go up. Now, governments are smart. They know they don't even care how much fake paper gold you have. They don't care about that. All they need to do is never let this gold price go to $5,000 an ounce. That's their whole goal. They basically never let gold embarrass the US government or any world government. That's what they're here to do. So we've seen JPMorgan get spoofed. They are known to do this. And who knows, the other ones are doing it. We're not stupid. Of course they're doing it, friends. Do you think it's just one person doing it? No. It doesn't matter as well. They get paid, they pay the fines in fiat. Isn't it funny? You know, it'd be crazy. They should make them pay the fines in gold. That would be cool. Imagine you got fined in Bitcoin. Then they have to pay in Bitcoin. But they're not going to do that because that's part of the scam. They're not going to buy the other person's bags. So they get paid in fiat. They pay the fine in fiat. Guess what? The US Fed and everyone, they pat themselves on the back. They go, don't worry, we are still the overlord rulers of the world. It's a giant Ponzi scam. There are so many articles, friends. All these guys get done for spoofing over and over and over again. The people don't do anything because the people don't understand. The people don't understand. And guess what? Satoshi understood. God bless Satoshi. Him, her, they, them, the squirrel, the duck. They knew. They go, you know what? It's all a scam. So let's make our own scam called Bitcoin. That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what we've done. We're like, you know what? This system sucks. Let's just make a parallel one, see what happens. That's how we got crypto today. But unfortunately, now we're getting too big. We're getting on their radar. So Roca Negra, BlackBerry, they're going to put the Bitcoin ETF up. And what are they going to do? All the new mum and dad retailers, they're going to buy that paper Bitcoin because it's going to give you access to that credit, that margin, that mortgage. They're not going to go to these crappy little, they're going to buy Bitcoin and then put it in their safe and hold it at home. They're not going to do that. And we know this from gold. People are lazy. People have their 401ks. They want to go and just type in the word Bitcoin on stocks. You know when people buy Tesla or they buy Apple stock or like, yeah, I want to go buy Johnson & Johnson. Yeah, they just want to buy the ticker Bitcoin. And that's what the Bitcoin ETF is. There's a ticker for them to buy. They just give me something to buy. Because unfortunately, friends, do they actually want to change the world? Or are they here for NGU, number go up technology? Because I reckon only about 3% of us want to change the world. I reckon the other 97%, they just want their bags to pump. And guess what? The government knows this and the government plays on everyone's greed. They've bribed you. They said, hey, you don't actually want Bitcoin to take over the world. You just want us to pay you in fiat. And that's exactly what's happening. This is why, friends, a lot of Bitcoin maxis say, stop looking at the Bitcoin price. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. That's why they say that. Now, it's one thing to say that, but then it's another thing to sit through this sideways pain for 5 or 6 years while the guy who bought at $1 or $100 gets to tell you that you're early when you know you're not early. They are living in a mansion. They get to retire. You are still working your cubicle job, breaking your back cleaning toilets, trying to make a living to feed your kids and your family, and wondering, man, how did I get conned? This person bought Bitcoin like 13 years ago, and I bought his like 150x bag. I understand. I'm here to be a voice for the people. So the voice of the people is now saying, once everybody is in to Roca Negra, they will have total control. If they want, they can fork to proof of stake. They can do whatever they want because there are 200 million people in Bitcoin right now. 200 million. There is still billions of people out there. Imagine Roca Negra gets the next 1 billion people out there. They get all the Americans, they get the Europeans, the Aussies, Canada, even the Antarctic UFOs, everyone else there. There are secret pyramids there, by the way, friends. I know it's crazy to think about. They're going to get everyone. They'll outnumber everybody in crypto right now. What we consider crypto degeneracy, we're going to be like those early freaks that got in. All the next 1 billion people coming in, they're coming in for that next round. Now, I hope things don't change, but really it's outside of our control. That's why you already know what to do. You've learned now. Now I've given you this knowledge. Knowledge is power. There are people who are going to leverage everything up the top for a $300,000 Bitcoin only to find it go the other way and lose everything. And you're going to walk away with something in your hand. Why? You know why. You're a yummy fresh scrape. We are friends. You like, subscribe, bell button, or you're going to tell mum and dad you love and appreciate him. Make sure you have your fruit for the day, friends. I'm going to catch you in the next one.